Hi everyone. Good morning. I'm not sure I said every like my skin, skin, my screen kind of looks blurry. I don't know why that is. So could be like my lights. But I'm just going to keep at it for today and see what I can do tomorrow. I'll see if I can make any changes now. Okay, this okay? Yeah. Hmm, I'm not actually supposed to be doing this in the live. Sorry. I should actually have figured out my lights before the live session. Whatever. I guess that works. Hi everyone. Good good morning. It's 9 a.m. BST. Because I was supposed to have a couple of meetings yesterday. One was at 9 a.m. We did have it, but it was like a brief introduction. Then the other one was supposed to be like 7 p.m. BST. But the 7 p.m. BST, we had to like postpone it to today. So we'll be having it sometime later today. Um, basically, I am still doing what I'm doing with finding speakers. Finding digital nomad speakers. I'm using Facebook and then I'm using LinkedIn. Like yesterday, we got two speakers on Facebook. I also think that it's high time that I start recording like the names of the speakers so that I can track them. And that's why I created like a sheet so that we can I'm gonna just like quickly update that. Oh, sorry, I have to share my entire screen now. That's how it works. Like just share my entire screen. I think that it's a very short term strategy. That when I start calling or go back to a couple of other things, I am most definitely not going to be able to just like share my screen in that sense. I don't know, but I also think that I've not even started my live on Instagram. I was going to say that I don't know, but I might just stop like going live on Instagram. Right now, I don't know if going live on Instagram helps us with anything like discoverability and the likes, but the truth is just that what's that thing called again? It just stays for like 24 hours and that's it. So sometimes when I think about it, I do not think that it's a great. But anyways, it's not like there's any extra resource to me. I just stream on both sessions at the same time. But I don't think it makes sense for me energy wise to continue streaming on Instagram. But we'll see how things pan out anyways. I was also going to share that, I've been sharing for a couple of days now that, I have restrictions on my Facebook, yada, 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 and all of that. So, it is actually possible on Facebook to buy like old Facebook accounts so that you can reach more people. But the truth is, across the board, Facebook regulations, uh, they're probably not hearing me on Instagram, but they should be able to hear me now. Across the board, Facebook regulation has literally changed. So, what that means is that even if I have like 10 Facebook accounts, like 10 extra we call it aged Facebook accounts. It doesn't mean that my limit per account increase. Sorry. It doesn't mean that my outreach per account what's that word? Doesn't mean that my outreach per account will increase. Sorry. But it just means that across the board, I can increase my outreach, right? So what that means is that right, I'm just using my account. I can only send like 3 DMs. Some days I could send five to like new accounts. Uh, but if I were to be using like 10 different Facebook accounts and across the 10 every day, let's say I just send like 5 DMs, 10 times 5, that's 50. I can get out 50 DMs, right? Unlike, just sending one and then just getting out five. In the past, you could purchase old Facebook accounts, and with your old Facebook accounts, you could send like 20 to 25 DMs every day. So that limit is no longer there. And I just thought to myself, really, in the past, I think that the average old accounts, like because they're bad old accounts and then they're good accounts, I think it used to be around $65. There are some you could get for like over $100. I'm just wondering if that's something that we really, really need now, right? Because we're majorly just spending money on things that we really need. For example, the MVP, and we'll see. Zoom, voice call, and all of those things. But we'll see, really. Yeah, so this morning, okay, I'm going to go ahead to update this list, and then we're just going to like have conversations around it. What's that thing called? So yesterday, I mean, while I was looking at Facebook, I saw like a couple of community leaders that I did reach out to. So this person is Antonio Del Milan MB and Nesoma Zampilo. So those are like folks that I've started conversations with, and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool. Tell me more." Uh, Antonio. Of course, we have a couple of people who are registered already, but Anton, Antonio, Del. As I continue to reach out to people to help me like easily locate them in my inbox. Miloumb. So the first one and have the first 90 minutes of today I've actually gone on those Facebook groups, liked posts, commented and all. But I am not going to groups that I've gone to actually. I'm definitely going to new groups. But personally I'm thinking to myself that, because they're like digital nomads group, what that means is that some people are even website designers, but they're not like nomads. They don't even travel frequently. So these groups have lots of numbers, and that's what I was saying earlier. That you have to be wary of communities who have large numbers but are not efficient in things that you want. And if I ever eventually work with any of these digital nomad communities, it's not about you guys. It's just like an observation that I'm sharing. Yeah. So please, nothing here is personal. And I was just thinking to myself that, okay, how about I just go about and say, okay, I'm looking for like, travelers themselves, like random individuals who are not necessarily digital nomads or who don't even refer to themselves as nomads, but they travel often. Another thing I considered is that I might eventually pay to get into nomad list, right? So the MVP is coming up. I'm the person writing copies, and the same person trying to make noise about what's that thing called? There's something I'm trying to make noise about our products. So if there's a digital nomad community that I can probably pay to get into, and it's going to give me access to like our first 20, first 30 speakers, I guess I wouldn't mind. Yeah, so you see how I just changed my mind in like 3 days. So yeah, I'm going to look at those paid communities and see which I could pay for, and just try to get into one. But I'm going to be so pissed if I get into one and then I realize that it's not of great quality. So that's one thing I'm going to also be very careful about when I'm paying for communities. Now, the truth is not that I can't figure it out myself. At least now we have like two speakers who have filled the form, and then for like three other potential speakers that I'm just reaching out to right now. But, but I guess I'm in that point where I'm trying to like conserve my energy, because getting, for me, yeah, I'm not going to be sharing the copy or how I'm writing it on my live session, but writing a good copy that aligns with where we are right now as a business is top priority for me. And also making noise about the product is also top priority for me, and I'm going to be showing you my strategy for making noise about the product. I have a couple of ideas, so we're going to be feeding those ideas into ChatGPT, and then we're going to be fine tuning it together on today's live session, and then we just kick started. I was thinking to myself this one, and I said, finally we're in the utmost boring phase of this work where for weeks, like the next 4 weeks, the only thing I'm focusing on, 4 or 5 weeks, the only thing I'm focusing on is making noise about the product, promoting it. I mean, that's another one for making noise about it, and just getting the nomad speakers. And every day I come on the live, it's the same thing. We're just sitting there doing, oh gosh. So, but yeah, we're officially at that phase. INES 0ME Zam Kilo. Anyways, I'm not going to like go to a digital nomad community where they um let me note it down that I want to find a paid digital nomad community where they do like a monthly kind of subscription. So if I pay for the first month and I'm like, okay, this thing is not worth it, I can easily find my way out and make do with what I have. Of course, we're planning on partnering with lots of like digital nomad organizations like on a big scale. Um, but we have to figure out this side of things even before then. So, build digital nomad community. And some people are like following us back just from like commenting and all of that. So, how did I find? Okay, I mean, I could take you through what this looks like. So this is just a note for me to be able to record folks that I've spoken with, progress on done, yeah, their progress when they are scheduled to speak. So yeah, in the note session, this is what I have: session done, session missed, and how I connected with them. So for everybody here is actually like Facebook DMs, not necessarily Facebook DMs, but from groups. Then I'm coming, met on like groups, commented on their post, and then we took it to the DM. So that's what I watched it. Yeah. All right, so TM, Facebook, TM, Facebook, TM, Facebook, TM. I have a couple of people on LinkedIn. I don't know, name that chose necessary. So it's Dina. I think she said 16th of October. That will not work though. I think I'll go and meet her for us to reschedule. Then there's another person that has also filled the form. I don't have their names by heart. So that I'd have to go back. Who is? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so let's go into let's go into ChatGPT. Yeah, so this is my ChatGPT screen, and nothing I've been. I mean, okay, I think I already shared that yesterday that I've literally just been studying how to blow up our Instagram, and I don't know if I should do what I learned on like a live session like this. Maybe somebody someday will be watching the video soon and they'll be like, "So how do they create these funny gifs, these funny names?" Maybe I should show you what I learned and how I'm going to be gathering my own materials tomorrow. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I'll do that tomorrow. All right, so I have just three things here: 500 travelers or less, 10% on trips, and so they get direct savings. All right, so let's just talk to ChatGPT and see what comes out of this. Hi, I want to have a chat with you. Pretend like you're an international tourism marketing strategist. So we'll just take it one after the other. Actually booked a call with me, but I'm trying to remember when they booked for. To just, I don't know if you don't have to do anything. I didn't give you the last prompts I wanted to get. I should have just told it, oh, I want to have a chat with you, an international marketing manager, tourism marketer, and just listen to what I have to say, then we go over it together. That's why it's bringing my previous work to me. Hi, I want to have a chat with you. Pretend you're an international tourism marketing strategist. Listen to what I have to say, and we're going to fine tune the idea together. Okay. Um, so I have to prepare a plan for a travel tech company. They sell safe, quality, and sustainable adventure tours to young travelers. They've done a couple of campaigns in the past that you know that specifically affects the way they build thought leadership, authority, content marketing, and their funnels. But right now they're in that phase where they have to launch their MVP, and because they're a small brand, they're bootstrapped. That's not really bootstrapped. They are considering using micro influencers, right? But they're not looking at it as than 500 followers, maybe on TikTok or on Facebook, and those people can save 10% on trips that they book through their platform, right? So now the idea behind this is just to get somebody to post about the product. But then again, they realize that for this kind of people, there's a stumbling block. Most of them are not looking to be influencers or not even thinking that they have enough people for them to like get the word out for their brand. But at this point, they're mainly concerned about shareability and just getting the fact that they're launching their product into many people's into like lots of eyeballs, and they're intending to do this like a 30 days countdown. How can they make this campaign first a success? Secondly, where can they find this kind of people? Folks who have 200, 500 followers on any social platform. And what kind of pitch can they send? First of all, to ensure that, they break down the myth of, oh, 500 is nothing. They can earn like a lot on 500. And how can they make this partnership mutually beneficial? Them saving 10% on trips for me feels great already. But that is not necessarily something that's in sight. Give me something that's quite tangible for right now. The most annoying thing is if ChatGPT voice did not catch everything I've said well, because that's something that happens too. And everything I've said is not scripted. But we will see. I think I'll say like a couple of things to ChatGPT and yes. And then if I put that directly into the system, just so you understand what what I'm saying and all of that. Quite, you see, quite tangible. For instance, mm, let's go. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. All right. So I think this is test four. I'm just going to go ahead to create it now. And listen to do this. You want to get the link? Okay. Mm. Oh, we already has a good voice, so we can find out the names. Mm. Mm. I wonder if they can. Right now, we don't have merch. Private adventure webinar, not necessarily private. Okay, gift cards. Is everything. example, if I wanted to get 500 people who have like say 20 followers, like, there's no shortcut to get to them. I just have to go on Instagram to find them. I have to go on TikTok to find them. There's no directory for folks like this. All right, so we start continuing from here. Oh gosh. Yeah, so what I was saying about the boring work. You have to do the same every time. Okay, so right now let's just assume that I can't look inward. There's nothing to look inward. Right? But when you say see through communities, uh gosh, what kind of posts are we going to be making in communities to get this kind of attraction? And how can we find university WhatsApp or Telegram groups? But then you have to know that specifically this has to be like groups that are interested in travel of some sort. Like give me a roadmap to how I can achieve this in the next 1 week. Yeah, of course, we would send them the form, but before we send them the form to say, okay, what do you do? How many followers do you have? We first need to reach out to like the first 500. We need to get the first people in before we can now think of, oh, okay, yes, let's do that. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Mm. Oh, it's very sharp in my. Words does not work in that sense. Let me copy this and then read it. But I have issues with this strategy. Anyways, his stability is not necessarily meant to define everything for me. I could just but anyway, setting a goal to get 500 people in 1 week is crazy. But I've reached out to 400 people in 1 week before. So I guess what is 500 that I cannot do? I think that at the end of the day, this also funnels into our Zago Voice program. It's just that we're getting people through different means. Alright. Check good directories. I love that this is leading me to Discord. So let's see if there's something we can do on Discord. Reddit does not work as this is. So I'm not wasting my time on Reddit. Reddit won't give me what I need in a week. Neither will WhatsApp and Telegram actually. Let's see if there are Slack communities for student travelers. That would be like the fastest way to do anything. Are there Slack communities for student travelers or gap year students? Okay, alright. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Okay, that is stressful. I want my effort to not become something that is concerted because I'm a very focused person. So what happens when I begin to do a lot of things is naturally I just begin to feel like I'm wasting my time. Or anyways, I despise to be pulled in several directions. I'm not that kind of person. So it took a while for me to say, okay, I had a season as a freelancer where I just worked at one job, one gig, and that was like the silliest thing I ever did as a freelancer because nothing about our work is, you know, guaranteed, like future guaranteed. Family can literally wake up today and say, okay, you know, we're taking you off this or we're restructuring, yada yada yada. And so I realized that I learned to merge several things that I'm doing into one goal. It has to be that one goal. The moment it shifts from say, okay, right now we're trying to say 100 journeys in 100 days. The reason why I'm able to do several campaigns, follow up, and then launch several things at the same time is because I still see it as 100 journeys in 100 days. I don't see it as, oh, digital nomad mini campaign. I don't see it as nano influencers mini campaign. I don't see it as outreach and yada yada. The moment I begin to see it like that, I begin to feel uneasy and I kind of begin to lose my focus because I now begin to feel like, oh, I'm pulled in several directions. And this took months for me to learn that, you know, I can be here, 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 but there's an overarching goal. And I shouldn't look at what I'm doing here, here, here. But I should look at that overarching. And, you know, that took a long time for me to learn. So even as I am doing like this, I'm always very careful. So then, all of the travel community that I saw on Slow Fire, um, like none of them was working. Honestly, they're so boring. Nothing is happening. It's just there. I don't know. I wish this one works now, but I'll start trying to join. They're so dead. I mean, the one I saw. I don't know. You just have to wish that these things are active. You see, it's not even working. Hmm? Can you believe that? Age, passport, travel agents. I mean, this group, nothing is happening there. Nothing. And you see, alright, so two things I'm going to do. I'm going to try to see if I can get communities, but I'm going to be very specific. So I'm going to go on the internet right now and I'm going to look for student travel community India, student travel community South Africa, student travel community Brazil, Singapore, yada yada. See what is available and then I'll take it from there. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. So I guess we already created the campaign for like the nano influencers, and that's what we're gonna be doing for like a very long time. Okay, I mean, so this is what I have decided. I'm going to go into Google and then I'm going to type student travel community India or like a specific country and then drill down by countries and see some of these communities are free or they're paid. For the ones that are free, I would, try to get into them. For the ones that are paid, I would probably just wait. That's the fastest way to get to what we're looking for. If not, okay, cool. No, I guess if I mean is whatever they pay really is what will determine if we can get into it now. My my thinking, because I've seen a group that's like 99 for a year, and then the day I wanted to join, they like kind of like gave me 50 off, or was it 45 off? I don't remember. So if they're like doing monthly payments, and it's just like 10, 5 every month, or 15 max, I guess I could try that out because I don't want to be under the illusion that we have time when we actually don't have time. Today is 22, so we don't have any bookings yet, but it's on me to actively lay the foundation for the bookings. Test for 100 journeys. 100 journeys. Okay. Thank you so much for your support. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section or send it to partnerships. Send it to partnerships@zagotours.com. Or if you're a travel agent, we have some space for our founding partner program. So feel free to send us a mail or just drop me a comment. You can find us on Instagram, it's Zago Tours. On LinkedIn, it's Zago Tours. On Facebook, it's Zago Tours. If you're planning to organize your own challenge in the travel and tourism industry and you want me to give you a shout out, I'll be more than excited to. You can use the hashtag 100 journeys in 100 days. I am going to share your post. And if you're a marketing professional watching this live stream, we might just have a space for you. So feel free to drop me a line at partnerships@zagotours.com. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.